The NFL report card. So this is something that's been kind of fun the last couple of years. It's the NFL Players Association. They do these kind of team by team, anonymous poll and report card on all these different categories. Treatment of families, the food and cafeteria, the nutritionist and dietitian on the team, locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, team travel, head coach, and ownership overall. What grade you would give? So each player fills out this survey for the team that they're on. Now, some of these are hilarious. So when you look at some of the best teams in the league, now last year I think this kind of went viral because the Cardinals were just dead last in everything. And kind of that came out that they were making them buy their own food in the cafeteria.
What do you mean buy their own food in the cafeteria? That's insane.
It would literally it was like in Moneyball where they had to buy their own soda, the A's. It was like the Cardinal players had to buy their own food in the cafeteria. So some of the report cards, okay, the best teams in the NFL, top to bottom, are the Dolphins and the Vikings in terms of all these criteria that I said. The worst, and this was surprising, TJ, Cardinals, F, they're on the list. They were last year, obviously. The Chiefs were an F-.
The Chiefs got an F-.
The Chiefs got an F-. The Steelers got an F.
Why?
The Bucks got a D-.
What?
Panthers, D, and the Patriots were a D+. Those were the bottom.
Well, the whole year was an F.
Bottom.
So there you go.
Like the Chiefs got a D+ in nutrition. Weird. A C+ in weight room. What else do we got here? Their strength staff, they got an A-. A D+ in training room and a D- in training staff. They got a D- in locker room. So basically, like, luckily they have an A++ in Patrick Mahomes. Otherwise, how are they doing it, Chris? How are you so low in all of these key points? Does this prove that you don't need a lot of pomp and circumstance to win the Super Bowl? Does this prove that you don't need the best facilities? Because the Chiefs are making an argument clearly that you don't need all this extra junk to become back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
I have no idea. Some of the things going viral right now are the treatment of families section for various teams. So this is the one that kind of stood out thanks to Kevin Clark. He said the Chargers got an F when it comes to treatment of families. So while they do provide a family room at the stadium, not every team does. They do provide daycare, but not on site, and the players have to pay. So not only is there for players that have kids and they bring them to the game on game day.
How much?
$75 for the first child, $50 for each additional child per family, not on site. So you got to drop them off.
What do you mean not on site?
On your way to the stadium here in Los Angeles.
Where, it's some like rando daycare center on the way
Hollywood
down?
Park, Mike. Maybe
This
there's
is
like
crazy.
a bathroom in Hollywood Park and they just throw the kids up.
So big. You mean to tell me there's not rooms that they can be like, bring your kids to and watch somebody watch them? Like, come on.
The major complaint
It's
from
not
players.
even in the wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not even in the building.
Not even in the building. Off-site.
It's like somewhere on Jefferson.
Who knows? Imperial.
So wait a minute. They play a
Prairie.
game, right? And then they've got to get out of the game, shower, do the media, change, fight the same traffic that 60,000 other people.
Leaving SoFi's terrible.
But wait a minute, Cindy. We got to go pick up the baby.
And hope that baby doesn't have hand, foot, and mouth from being with every other kid in there. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Inglewood Library. No, I have no idea. Yeah, crazy. So just running down, like, for me, the Patriots got an F-. Treatment of families, kind of the same type of deal.
Well, I mean, look at how they treated their family
Brutal.
on the field.
An F for the weight room? Like, how does every team's weight room not an A?
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing?
Amount of money?
What are we doing? Team travel was a D? I thought the Patriots had those two nice jets, Mike.
Exactly.
And ownership, D+.
The Patriots got a D+ in ownership?
For ownership.
Mr. Kraft, what's happening there, huh?
And I thought Bill was the problem.
This is crazy. Some teams still don't offer
nuts.
3 meals a day to their players, and the Bucks charge younger players $1,750 for the season to have their own hotel room on the road.
That's
And I know. So
insane.
we're gonna post this. We're gonna post this on YouTube, and all the comments are gonna be, well, they're millionaires and da da da. No, but
They're not, actually, but,
A
yeah.
lot of them aren't. And the fact that, like, if you're trying to run a successful business, Google does it like this, and they're slightly successful. Why wouldn't you, like, give your players these amenities
Yes, exactly.
so that they can
Also,
do
if
their
you're
best on the field?
if you feed your players garbage, they're going to play like garbage. That's
Yes.
number one. Number two, what about the shame factor? If you're the Cardinals and you
Right.
got an F last year, aren't you ashamed of this? And aren't you like bending over backwards to fix this?
Shame.
You'll love this, TJ.
Okay.
In the olden days, in the dark ages when I covered the NBA,
Listen to you.
with the Lakers and the Clippers, you'd walk into Staples and the Lakers would have A++ everything through one entrance. But you'd go around the other side and it would be Jank City for the Clippers, even down to the snacks in the locker room that we would avail ourselves of in between games. I mean, it was janky.
Why do you think I would like that?
I did, because you love the Clippers.
Well, you painted
And
us in a
Bob-
horrible
but
light
this is
right
Sterling. This is Sterling, and it was just, I mean, everything was low rent. Now with Bomber, it's like this is a guy who gets that,
there. Yeah, he can understand toilets.
he understands toilets.
It's also kind of funny just kind of looking at you're looking at the grades here, right? And how that translates to winning. So the Chiefs are the bottom and F minus, and they won the Super Bowl. You know, like the Vikings are at the top, and obviously Kirk gets hurt this year, but they missed the playoffs. You look at kind of the rankings for head coach. I mean, the Raiders, they hated Josh McDaniels, so they got a D. But Falcons, Patriots, B minus. The coaching things were pretty positive. Everyone for the most part, but. I was kind of looking at the locker room. That was kind of
locker room not do well.
The locker room was kind of interesting to me. So the Falcons are in a sort of pretty new stadium, right? They have an F for locker room.
How?
The Commanders, F minus. We know that FedEx, they need an upgrade and a new stadium for Washington. But the Chargers are part of the new stadium at SoFi. There's 3 locker rooms, right? At SoFi, there's a Rams, Chargers, and then the visitors. The Chargers have an F.
What do the Rams have?
Let's see. Good question. The Rams have a D+. Like, that is
what the
a
hell?
brand new $5 billion stadium. How are the locker rooms anything but an A?
I don't get it.
Especially
I
when you
mean,
look at- I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to you. I don't get it. Like, this is simple interior designing, guys. We should go over there. We got to pitch a new show on Roku, and it's called Renovating NFL Stadiums.
Yes.
We're going to go
Renovate your locker
This
room.
is a great idea.
Great
We're going to
idea.
go locker room to locker room. We're going to fix the snacks, the weight rooms, what have you.
Yes.
We're going to walk in there. I'm going to dress you guys up real fancy. And we're going to go in there and renovate all these locker rooms because there's got to be a big budget, people. Like, where's the money going?
And Del Tufo, this is a testament to you and your dedication. The Green Bay Packers ownership got an A.
Wow,
So
good job, Mikey.
Congratulations.
That's what we do.
Congratulations.
We do it. We vote
Why
once a
does
year.
the Green Bay Packer ownership have a grade at all?
Because
There's no
250
There's
actual
no
owner.
ownership.
There's owners.
There's
There's
fractional
jamokes
owners.
like this guy on a piece of paper for $400 or whatever it is.
Also, like, okay, let's face it. A lot of these billionaire owners have billionaire-size egos. So if you see your ownership is getting a D minus,
Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm a little
F
chuffed.
minus for ownership.
That's
I am
horrific.
stunned.
That's insane.
Or do they not care because, I don't know, the air smells so good up there?
Pittsburgh Steelers, F for ownership. Stunned.
We know some of those owners. I don't get it.
The
Some of these,
Hunts and the Roonies.
What?
2 of the founders of the league. And they're just at the bottom.
I mean,
Bob Kraft, D+. Shocked.
I like the head coach ones.
Shocked.
The head coach ones are pretty good.
don't you want to unpack this a little bit more, though, Chris? I mean, selfishly speaking, from a New England perspective,
Yeah.
we think of Robert Kraft as being the beloved owner. Like, I think it's actually
One
in
of the
print
top
everywhere.
owners in the
Beloved
NFL.
owner.
Right.
By the way, the head
Why are they
coach
giving
is
him
dead
that
on.
grade?
It's pretty good.
D+.
I like the head coaches.
The coaches were all positive.
Yeah, but they're all teams that are like made the playoffs. A lot, if you look at it. A lot
But for
of them-
coach, the lowest grade was the Raiders, but obviously those
That's
guys
a shocker.
hated Josh McDaniels,
Yeah.
so
But he's just like-
that's not a surprise. I
Who
think
got the highest grade?
the highest grade for coach, there were three A pluses were Vikings,
and
Lions, and
Kansas.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Had to be Chiefs, right?
Right.
Don't you think that
Sure.
Andy Reid must be the most popular
And when you
coach
think
out there?
of the teams who got A's, there were a bunch, and it's all the ones you would expect: Mike McDaniel, Nick Sirianni, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McDermott, Mike McCarthy, TJ. There you go.
Like, what
did Belichick get?
Pete Carroll, Sean McVay. Belichick got a B-. I think one of the big complaints was is that the players didn't feel like Bill valued their time.
He doesn't.
Right.
I mean, by the way, here's
not
breaking news.
surprising.
Breaking news. He doesn't value your time because it's his time.
And he didn't want their input. No kidding.
That's so weird to say that of Bill Belichick.
So, anyway, it's if you go to the NFLPA.com website, you can find the report cards, and it's just kind of interesting. It's like, the combine hasn't really started yet, TJ. The individual drills start tomorrow, so this is kind of something that gets dropped on the the slow news day of a Wednesday, combine week, and it's kind of fun to digest and discuss and kind of break down. Does it mean anything? I don't know. I think your point is great, Suzy. It's the shame of
It's humiliating.
It's humiliating. If you're in charge of these teams and you're getting D's and F's.
I'd be
like
so
I said,
embarrassed.
The best team in the league, 2 years in a row, three out of the last 5. I didn't do great in high school, and if I took this report card home,
I was gonna say it looks like my report card.
D+, C-, F, D.
They are all grounded in my household.
D.
Oh my God!
They are grounded.
The Chiefs, right? The Chiefs.
Chiefs, yes.
Crazy.
That's the team I'm talking. Brockman, I showed you an Instagram post where apparently the Hunts have a 3-story apartment inside of the stadium.
Inside the stadium.
Maybe they should take some of those funds and reallocate them to the locker room. But then again, it's what's your argument? What argument can you make? It's the team is suffering. Is it? Because we just had a parade.
Exactly.
So we're not suffering that much.
By the way,
is he collecting sun rays from the glint off of the Lombardi so he doesn't really care? Well, Chris?
TJ, I know that but you're not a Miami guy, right?
I don't love it.
Well,
But
the F in travel.
But Miami, every player should want to go to South Beach. Treatment of families, A-. Food and cafeteria, A. Nutritionist, A. Locker room, A. Training room, A. Training staff, A-. Weight room, A+. Strength coaches, A. Travel, A. Head coach, A. Ownership, A+.
By the way,
was massage therapist on there, or is it too soon?
That's a free agent destination right there, man.
Let's go
By
to
the way,
South Beach, baby.
South Beach is an A+
What are we
right off the
doing,
bat,
Mike?
right? So I'm in.
Yeah, think about that though, Chris. If you're a free agent and you are up in the air, I don't know how many guys really pay attention to this, but
They should.
You
Yeah.
probably should if you're having a hard
I
time
would.
making your decision.
Here's my-
and you're wait a second.
You're making a family decision, TJ. Don't you think you'd be looking at childcare,
Everything.
nutrition?
Absolutely.
The F in
Locker rooms.
travel's what I don't get, because every one of these teams
Has their own jet.
private jets
Right.
they use for the year.
Right.
Planes that they use every same flight attendants, pilots. It's they're structured so that they have a bigger first class for all the coaches and stuff. There's no, if you got an F, what are you driving yourself from place to place?
It's like Major League.
You have to go
Major
get a
League
rental
when they
car.
had to take the bus.
Seriously.
Some of these teams are taking soul plane.
Southwest. Snakes on a
Probably
plane.
better.
Snakes on a plane.
I take Pilot Snoop any day.
Tennessee, Washington, and Tampa, F for travel.
It's exactly
come on.
How do you get an F?
But
Your teams are worth billions of dollars.
Mikey, you know that some of those planes are older planes, and there's a whole hierarchy of who sits where, because there
Yes.
are 3 acrosses, and usually that they do give the players 3 across to spread out. But we watched in that Patriots doc the other day some old school shots, and Tom Brady's he's riding a middle seat.
Middle seat, kind of crammed.
I mean,
Right?
Yeah.
All 6'4", crammed in.
2002, 2003.
He didn't have seniority yet.
But the Patriots got a bad grade, and they got those jets. I want to know what's going on in those the Patriots jets.
Maybe people are trying to open the door.
What are they-
Don't they serve donkeys?
I was
Isn't there
gonna
a
say, if they
free
don't have
donkeys
Dunkin'
in the
Donuts
locker
sitting in
room?
there-
These people are not serving warm nuts on their flights, and it clearly
Hot
Hey,
towels,
to learn.
hot towels, and
Hot
warm
towels,
no hot
nuts.
towels. Can I get
Out.
a chocolate chip cookie?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.